Hello everybody, welcome to Sparkris Inspiration. It is super duper warm out and I am loving this. I'm really excited, so I just wanted a really natural, simple layout today. I discovered some decks that I had tucked away, so I'm really excited. I love the Mystic Sisters deck as well as the beautiful Goddess Oracle. So let's start with Morgan Le Fay, and this talks about rhythms because I'm still discovering when to say when. You know, when we are in a creative kind of loop, we can push ourselves beyond what we should be doing. You know, not hydrating ourselves, taking care of ourselves, but instead let's look after ourselves, stretch, relax. Everything doesn't have to be producing or productive. It really is about the rhythms that we work in. Now, I definitely feel that we have to ask ourselves, do we know the best time for us to exercise, to sleep, to eat, to be creative, to work, etc.? Or do you spend all your vitality adjusting to the rhythms imposed at you in your mind for work, family, friends, right? When we've been submerged in the life of another or their rhythms, say spouse, children, we sometimes don't discover our own. But now I am noticing too, when I'm at my optimal, I love doing readings at certain points during the day and late at night. I love exercising midday. I like eating later in the day and taking it easy for the first, past noon sort of hours. And it helps us recognize our vitality, health, and wholeness is nourished in your own unique beat rather than working against it. So maybe journaling right now would be good. I have definitely been paying attention because I feel like on some days I can get so much more accomplished when I don't make some tightly packed schedule, when I just allow, like today, I hadn't been out of the house and done other things in quite some time, and Hagen had his volleyball trial, so I was like, why don't you just pop around a craft store for an hour or two and just relax and let your mind wander and stay off social media in the morning and get out of that rhythm and see how you feel. And then when you get home, go directly outside because you can actually get sunburned. It's that hot out right now. Like I'm wearing black, but I can already see my skin turning red. And I literally I posted on IG, I set my yoga mat on fire with my crystal ball, and I guess quite a few of you guys can say that I forgot the intensity of the sun, and I saw this smoke poof, and then this black circle on my yoga mat, and I'm like, oh dear, we're burning down the whole neighborhood. So let's ask ourselves, do you need naps? Like I know that if I only sleep 6 or less hours, that a midday nap is going to do me wonders. So start to identify when you're lagging and you might need more nutrients, rest, or whatever it is, and realize now that the summer is approaching, we can take it down a notch and really kind of relax a bit. And we don't have to push so hard. Find a time and a place where you won't be disturbed. Sit or lie comfortably with your spine straight. Maybe close your eyes, take a deep breath and release it. Another one, like you are a fire-breathing dragon, so you can exhale all these flames of tension. Deep breathing really works, but so does the inner dialogue, where you can just hypnotize yourself into a great restful mood. I do this all the time. If I get too hyped up in traffic or there's crazy energy in a store, I just sit and have a quiet meditation and be like, everything is released. I feel calm. My headspace is good, right? And then, oftentimes I like to, in the book, it talks about pretending you're floating in a boat, like a little wooden boat, and it's rocking back and forth, and you're just looking at the clouds. Just that, and breathing. Just picture that you only hear the ocean and you only hear the rocking and feel the rocking of the boat. It really helps release tensions because we can go, like Dr. Joe Dispenza, we can go anywhere in our head and it is as if we are truly experiencing it because our mind doesn't know the difference. The brain feels those feelings of euphoria, happiness, whatever it is. So try to travel to these places. Now, I loved the Nyx card because this is about mystery and the unknown. And Nyx, the Greek goddess of night, really is beckoning us to us relax right now into the great mystery. She's a shadowy figure that thins the veil in the magical realms. And it is said that those who worshipped her would usually do this at night. And she reawakens a sense of wonder and awe of the unknown. I love to learn weird, crazy facts about outer space and it can be basically anything, animals. Comment down below if sometimes you just like to go on the History Channel and be like I was so fascinated with the Napoleonic era wars and Napoleon himself that I remember I just was getting book after book, watching every program on him. This was years ago. And I remember there wasn't a fact about Napoleon I didn't know at the time, because it just excited something in me that somebody who was literally spurned and treated terribly in the kind of court just ended up being who they were, and also how the misuse of power and that can affect somebody, right? Now, I love the Orpheus and Eurydice card, because this talks about, the untimely death of Orpheus's wife Eurydice when she traveled to the underworld, and he went to go find her with his lyre and his voice, and the song enchanted Hades and Persephone so much they were moved by his plea, and they said, all right, you can take her back up, but you cannot look back and make sure she's with you. And of course, out of just worry, he looked back and she disappeared. But this card is really about knowing that you may have exhausted every possible effort and you've come to the end of the line with something. It could be a person. I feel like some of you might be exasperated with people and their clingy nature, their neediness, their inept kind of ability to see their own problems, so they just lay them at your door. It could be that. And I feel like you need a natural grieving process to unfold. And eventually this acceptance will lie with you that you've done all you can do. This could also be something that you tried in your life as an endeavor or a revenue stream, and you're not attached to it in a loving, energetic way, so you can just let it go. And we shouldn't see these things as defeat. We should be proud of ourselves for trying them in the first place, right? I remember I got all excited one year about making Christmas ornaments, and I thought they were just the bomb, and the little gingerbread man, and they had all these writings and things on them, and it just was like people just weren't in the market for it. And I thought, they're cute and I love them, so I'll put them on my tree. Like, we don't beat ourselves up for this. But how we reach all of this is definitely with the Morgan Le Fay energy of what is our rhythm? Do we feel like painting? Go get those canvases. Do we feel like just being quiet? I love and created a space today, which is a rarity, because I've just been pushing, and I was yet unfamiliar with Marissa Peer's technique of basically hypnotizing ourselves into a state of a natural rhythm. What do I feel like doing? And I just realized today I was going to take everything down a couple gears, just sit in the sun. As ideas arise, I was just going to do them when I wanted to photograph certain things, when I wanted to do reads. As they kind of showed themselves, then I did them. So it's a really natural kind of way to do things, and nothing feels forced, nothing feels like fatigue sets in, because it's your choice to do it when you want to do it. And I feel like rest is a very important concept with a lot of people. They think, I'll just do this 1 more hour, I'll just do this 2 more hours. And then you reach a threshold where you no longer have the bandwidth for patience with other people, with patience to do your work, to listening, to have present moment awareness. So as soon as you see yourself fading out or getting aggravated very quickly, just stop everything and take a pause. It doesn't take long to readjust, especially with that quick hypnotic effect where you say to yourself, I am restful, I am peaceful, I'm only going to pay attention to things that bring up my vibration and make me feel energetic, right? That way it's like you dispose of all that other stuff. You just warehouse it, put it away, and on you go. Like right now I'm super just tuned into the birds and the wind and the quietude of my backyard. I really don't, for a long time, have a care in the world. I don't care what's happening later. I don't care what people are doing for dinner. I don't care if I have to clean anything, because I'm having present moment awareness of the beauty of the outside and the restfulness of it. And what it allows me to channel better in a quiet frame of mind, and also be available for clients and what they're in need of, to be of service in a good way, because I'm not distracted, nor am I exhausted or aggravated. And sometimes it can just show back up, but we do need to pause and recognize and kind of recalibrate where we're at, because oftentimes we just go on autopilot and we keep going. You ever do that? You're in one store and it's like in a big kind of mall area. You're like, oh, let me just pop in another store and let me see what's in here. And by the end of it, when you keep pushing, you're not enjoying anything. You're not really seeing anything. You just are trying to devour everything. And instead of that, let's take a little sip so we can enjoy it. That's, something I decided today too. I was like, oh, well, I have a little time in the craft store. I'll look around, but focus on one thing that you want to get, because obviously you don't want to go get everything for painting and go get everything for beading and go get everything for decorating the outside. I had all these ideas, and I was like, because that's when you get impulse buys and you just start grabbing everything and devouring. Instead, it's nice to just have a few things and really taking it easy. Oh, I just looked down. I'm like, please tell me I pressed play. Oftentimes when I film outside, it's hard to see when the sun is beaming off the lens, whether it's actually taping, but it looks like it is. So you guys, that is your daily pop. Again, thank you for all your lovely feedback. And I'm going to be running a special I'll put over on IG for a new moon read. It's going to be I'm definitely going to do a Mystic Sisters Oracle combined with the Goddess Oracle deck. I feel like it's really great for things that we can enhance and bring into our life. For instance, calling on the universe and the stars and angels and their powers and finding solutions, and what are the next steps we would take if it were easy. You know, if money weren't an object, all of that. It's time to expect ease and calling grace and know you're supported, right? Like list 10 possible ideals for your soul's current calling. Just lean into it, and all you have to do is say yes. Mine is definitely to have nice hikes in the forest, because that is so grounding. Really take care of my body with nutritious things, because half the time I'm like, here you go, garbage can, here's whatever is around, and then I'm like, why am I tired, or I don't feel good? But I always feel fantastic when I have things from the trees or grow out of the ground. So those sort of things, start to make a list so you can embrace those changes that are going to help you. So that's your daily pop. You guys have a great day.